when they identified me to take it on Slumdog, they allowed me to flourish. They did not pick me up random. They met many people like me and they took me on. Danny interviewed many people and they took me. And they allowed me to flourish. Christian Colson had a vision. Okay, this script should be made with Danny Boyle. That's how they choose directors.
അവരുടെ സ്കാനറിലേക്ക് താങ്കൾ എങ്ങനെയാണ് ആ ഒരു ജേർണി പറയാമോ?
Quite the local producers of that film, India Take One. I was doing what's that commercial art filmmaker in Bangalore, Prakash Verma. So Prakash was making a corporate film about a dam in Uttarakhand, and he saw black and he was like blown away by black, and we've been in touch. So Prakash said, Resul, I'm just looking for like a collaboration between you and me. And this came up and they wanted to sing songs, so they called me. So I went. So I had no clue how to, like we had to go to Uttarakhand. From Delhi, you have to take a train, go. So I had huge, like boxes of gear with me. So producer had no clue that this person, so they thought some guys coming from Bombay for sound. So they just booked one ticket. I said, how do I cart all this? So in Delhi railway station, me and the producer is having a fight. I said, I will not step into into the train, because where do I keep my gear? So normally when we travel in train, we block a coupe or we book extra seats that we can keep our gear in those seats. So we had a huge fight. Then he ran around and got me more seats. He said, Resul, bhai, come, we will do something. So within me, I will never not go. But, you have to put your foot down and see. So we were like angry at each other. First day shoot happened. Then they saw all the gear, because they have not seen, they only saw these kind of gear with foreign crew. First day's work over, evening they are always sitting, and I was just walking past and said, Resul bhai, please come. He said, my apologies. And he came up to me and apologized to me and said, we didn't know, very sorry, I understand. I did not know you had so much gear. And there arises the friendship. Like we struck off like that, and then we had the best 4 or 5 days in Uttarakhand. We shot, lovely, we came back.
ഈ സ്ലംഡോഗിന്റെ ഷൂട്ടിന്റെ ഇടയിൽ കുറച്ച് ഡിസ്ക്രിമിനേഷൻ ഫേസ് ചെയ്ത പോലെ തോന്നിയെന്നു, വാക്കൗട്ടിന് പ്ലാൻ ചെയ്തു എന്നും കേട്ടിട്ടുണ്ട്. എന്തായിരുന്നു ആ സംഭവം?
The imbecile me, I would say, looking back.
Discrimination ആയിരുന്നില്ല.
It is not a racial discrimination. Please, let's be very clear. Is that I felt I am not heard. Like we had challenge, we shoot in a small room. First of all the tubulars are making so much hum, which is not desired. And when I'm doing live mixing, so I want to see the action live, and I also want to see through the monitor what he's watching, I want to watch. So it's very tricky. I didn't have any space, so I found a space near the roof. I'm almost hanging in the roof and just doing it. And we took 2-3 shots, and when one shot, cameraman just lifted up and he saw me. He said, hey, Resul in frame, sound in frame, come down. I said, not coming down. This is my only spot. I said, don't lift up the camera there. You are not making a documentary, making a film. In the last 4 shots, you didn't lift up. Now you put it. Don't do that. I felt very offended. Danny also supported him. I said, this is not right. I said, I'm quitting. I said, if there was a British sound guy and he would tell, these are my problems, I'm having problems with my reception, technical problems we can have. But most of them we were shooting in Dharavi, it was in the flight path, so I had my frequency, wireless frequency gets squelched. So I would tell them and he would understand it. I mean, director is somebody who also have to understand the technicalities of the crew, what the crew is facing. He also have to see the film is evolving. He also have to speak to the actors in a different way, and this is a very complicated job. I felt he didn't understand me. I quit my lunch. I said, I'm not coming for lunch. Then when he didn't see me at the lunch table, he realized that I was sulking. I'm very emotional. And I told the producer that I'm not doing. Tomorrow you find somebody else. Or until you find somebody else, I'll be there. But I'm not doing anymore. I can't work like this. So this very same producer, Resul Pookutty, 45 days we shoot. You're only like 10 days. You lose. I said, I don't care. This is against my principles. Then Danny didn't see me at the lunch table. He realized that this is serious. So he came up to me and said, I'm sorry. I made an error of judgment. I'm sorry. Please come back. So I was starving that day, but I went back. Thank God I went back. Yeah. So one day I was shooting, I think I was shooting Ghajini or Savri, I don't remember which one. I think Ghajini, yeah. I got a call from the India Take One team, and he said, Pravesh Sahni. So he called me and said, Resul bhai, there is a film which Danny Boyle is making in India. We are doing the line production. I would like you to come and do sound. So I'm recommending your name. So this is like a moment for me. In my room in Film Institute, I had a poster of Trainspotting. So Danny Boyle is a name that every day I woke up with. So I then checked IMDb and checked Danny Boyle. I saw pre-production in India. So I said, okay, so this is happening. I said, I'm in. I'm coming. So I had shoot and all that. So after a week, I met Danny in JW Marriott in Juhu. So when I met, so we had a breakfast meeting. So I went for a meeting. And Danny is sitting with a paper in his hand. He has done the whole research about me. And he's asking me. So when you speak to him, he will make you feel that you are Danny Boyle and he is an insignificant guy. So that's the kind of demeanor he has. And I just loved him. We talked about and first time when I went to London, the Trainspotting actor I met in Soho, there's like all Fridays, like all the bars outside on the Friday, like huge community of actors, and all the creative people are like in one corner or the other you can find. So I was telling all the stories, and Beach he said, he was just pointing fingers. He said, Resul, which of these films do I have to watch of yours? I'm like, eh? I said, you can watch any film in that. One way or the other, I'm there in that film. I didn't want to pick a film. And then he gave me a script. I read the script. I said, I'll meet again. So following week, I met him and I told him, so you're making a Hindi film? He just laughed. He said, oh, you got it. I said, this is masala, Hindi masala. I said, why would you make a Hindi film, man? He said, I like it. He said a very interesting thing to me. He said, there is something called kitsch in art, Kitsch is something that you have to work. I don't know if you guys know, you guys work with kitsch a lot. And I like it. Then he asked me about the script and I gave my notes. He said, oh, these are the things, very same thing that we are actually discussing. So I met Simon Buffet and his famous film. And I'm like, oh man, you're the one who wrote that film types. Then I didn't know that even in the second meeting, I don't know if I am in or not. Then they came back. It's very interesting. For almost 6 months, he lived in India. He went to Bhopal, he lived there. He went to Calcutta, he lived there. He came to Mumbai, he lived there. Then he decided to shoot the film in Mumbai. We don't take filmmaking like that. Not all of us. There are people who takes it like that. It's a pursuit, you know. It's like a painter. He gets up in the morning and starts painting. He's an artist throughout his life. Sculptor gets up, sculpting. Filmmaker gets up. He doesn't do filmmaking every day. You know, he has so many other things to make. So filmmaking is a very tedious process, and the pursuit is what actually refines you. And I've been very fortunate that I met some of the most refined people.
So the impression is that sound design is something you do post-production, you know. So how much of this is involved while shooting, you know? Because not many people are aware of what exactly is this process of sound design. So can you tell us about it? How much of it is in the shooting and how much of it post-production, how much is pre-production?
So what I have done in Slumdog is not sound design. I did sound mixing. I predominantly did sound mixing means sound recording. Just understand this way. At two stages, creative recording happens in filmmaking. One is at the time of shoot, and the other is what we call a re-recording mixing stage, where all the elements of sound comes together in a finally finished film, and we mix the whole sound into one entity, one image track, which you experience in the cinemas. Now that also have to be recorded into a particular medium. The medium has a limitation. Like in the olden times when we were doing Slumdog, it was photographic medium. You know, photographic medium has limitation because it has the dynamics that it can hold, the frequency response that it can carry are all limited. So you basically have to do a certain creative choices that you've done have to be attributed to a medium. You know, so it means you have to understand the technique of that medium, possibility of that medium, and you have to translate the creative choices into that. So it is a creative recording process. Likewise, when we are shooting, like in a noisy environment, whatever, I'm recording cinema live. There's no dubbing in the cinema. So everything is recorded live. So I have to make so many choices. This room has bad acoustics. I have 5 people talking at the same time, and I have to make choices every time. You know, every shot is a choice that I make. Those are creative choices. Then also the director will have demands. Like when I was doing one sequence, Danny came and said, I want it to be sound like water running through the boy's ears. You know, so then you get a clue. Then you record. Then you see certain things you manipulate in the post, and you have to capture everything. So there's so many creative choices, decisions you take on location, and that also you're recording to a medium. So all the creative choices are to a small recorder, which has X number of tracks. You're recording it. So these 2 stages is creative recording happens. So the Oscar combines these 2 into a technical category called sound mixing. So the 2 other guys who won Oscar with Ian Tupp and Richard Pryke, they did the re-recording mixing. I did the production sound mixing. So both are together sound mixing. And sound design is what is the template? What are the sounds that you want to hear? What is the auditory texture that you want to create? That's a sound designer's job. He's the one who's actually conceiving everything. And all these things will go hand in hand. I can't be doing something completely different, Or what I've captured is very natural sound. He can't be doing, or a composer can't be doing something completely different that clashes with the production sound that is in the film, So it's a very complicated yet very amalgamating process, technology, technique and aesthetics comes together in this whole choices that we make.
How do you see the current sound scene in Indian cinema? So we have a lot of noisy, like action heavy films. We have a lot of heavy music, which kind of don't allow a rewatch people don't seem too much interested in watching these films again. And you had even spoken about it when Kangua released, if I'm not wrong. So how do you see that?
Please amplify the fact that there is a lot of music, so it doesn't allow a rewatch. The rewatch. So that is something that should go down to the directors and producers, because they think that if the sound is low, people will shuffle in their seat. And people shuffling when they're watching a film is not a good thing for the film. So everything has to be loud. We should not give them a moment to flip away. So basically, that's the idiom of mainstream cinema. It's very sad. I mean, I'm a part of it. Many a times I don't have choices, but I am still trying to do things, my own things within that spectrum. That's the difference between Hollywood and us. Hollywood also does superhuman movies. They also do Mardhad. They also do everything else. But it never come across to you as hurting. They won't hurt you. They will make it a point that everything is a pleasurable viewing experience. That is something that we are forgetting.
ഒരു സംശയം കണക്റ്റഡ് ആയിട്ട്